for those of you who have been subscribed to my channel, I first owe you an apology. Been gone for a while. Unfortunately, I had some health issues that I had to take care of, and then my basement flooded, which is where I did my videos from. It's kind of hard to do it in my house. I have a 2-year-old granddaughter that lives with me, and I have my family, my husband, my daughter, and our 80-pound German Shepherd. So it's hard to do it from in here. But I couldn't stay silent any longer. I had decided that once the trial started, it wouldn't be fair for me to start doing videos and possibly take views away from those who had been there all along. People like Tug, Yellow Flash, Keely, SEC, all of these people. And I know I'm leaving a lot of people out, and I apologize. I don't mean to. But they are people who have been covering this for years, and I didn't want to take any views away from them, possibly, which I probably wouldn't. I'm a small channel. I'm not sure a lot of people will even see this, but I felt like it was the right thing to do. And I wasn't honestly sure if I was going to start doing videos again. In fact, I'm doing this sitting in a recliner in my living room. I don't have anywhere to do one yet, but I'm thinking I'm probably going to start again. I really do enjoy doing this. And I have missed all of you and missed the interactions and the talking with you and all of that. So, I don't know how frequent it's going to be right now. I've still got things I've got to replace that was ruined in the flood. And so, we just have to take it step by step. But I had to do this video because if you're watching this the day it came out, it's on Tuesday. And Amber Heard has done an interview with the Today Show. And it floored me. We've been seeing bits and pieces of it, and I just question, is there no one? Let me just start with saying this is specifically for Amber. I'm sure she'll never watch a Rando like me, but if by some chance she sees this, I'd love to say to her or ask her, is there no one in your group that has the balls to say to you, stop. Just don't do this. Do what you said you wanted to do on the stand. You wanted to forget about all this and move on with your life. Do that. You might stand a chance if you'll do that. Because here's the thing. The world has seen what you are. The world has seen your lies. They've heard every bit of your horrendous testimony. And in the week and a half after the trial, your acting has not gotten any better. You can't even be honest in the interview. And it just plays into what Dr. Curry said about you on the stand. Just like when, at the end of the trial, when Johnny got back on the stand for the second time, I believe they were baiting you because, sure enough, what did you do? You got up and made things worse. You even admitted on the stand that, yes, you wrote that about Johnny, what he was suing you for. I mean, it's painful sometimes. I don't know what kind of reality you live in, but here's the flat out truth. The world sees you for what you are. And the best thing you could have done was to have not done that interview, went home, take care of your child, get the help you need, disappear for a while. Because, it would have died down. It was starting to die down. What'd you do? You made yourself trend on Twitter again in 4 or 5 things. Amber Heard is a liar. Amber Heard committed perjury. Amber Heard. It's mind-boggling. It really is. So I just wanted to say that to you. Someone needs to say to you, stop. Because you need to just stop. This interview is proving to be insulting, not only to the viewer, but to the jury, those you called randos that are paid employees of Johnny, I believe you said. No, the owner of Hicksville Trailer Park is not paid by Johnny. He's not a paid employee. Mr. Tremaine, who testified about your tape with TMC, is not a paid employee. The 4 LA police officers are not employees. They are not paid by Johnny Depp. And as Camille said in her closing, it's believe you and believe that everyone, that whole group of people who came and testified are liars, or believe all of these individual people who testified in the trial. And Mr. Tremaine and the owner of Hicksville in particular, they didn't have to testify. They owed you nothing, and they owed Johnny nothing. They came and testified because they wanted to see truth done. That they wanted to let the world know that this woman is a liar. And this is what really happened. It's so insulting. And it comes off in your interview. You are coming off in this interview even more of a bitch, even more of a snob who thinks she's above everyone else. You're above no one. You're no better than anyone else. The only reason you got where you're at in Hollywood is because you were attractive. It's not because of your acting. It's not because of anything. You're a manipulator. You manipulated Johnny. And the only thing Johnny did wrong was love you. He fell in love with the lie that you presented to him at the beginning. Then once you married him, I believe you had some kind of plan from the beginning. Because, and this is my theory, my Rando theory, there's no proof of this anywhere. It's just, I've spent years looking at this case, looking at all the evidence, looking at everything, listening to all the audios and reading all the text, reading all the statements, everything. I'm not sure what exactly you were up to, but I do have a theory that you either wanted to be the widow Depp, and that I think is where you're possibly heading, or you wanted to stay married long enough since you were in a no-fault state to get half of everything Johnny had. I'm not sure which, but I have issues with the fact that from the beginning, you were taking pictures of Johnny sleeping, staging scenes of him doing drugs when you were still living in your apartment, your house on Orange, your apartment on Orange, whatever it was. I think what your goal was, I think you and your co-conspirators, who may or may not have known exactly what was going on. I don't know how much Josh Drew knew. I don't know how much Raquel knew. I don't know how much I knew. I think they knew some. I think none knew all. I think only you knew all. But you were planning something. All these emails that you never sent, or the emails to yourself, the way you were telling your psychiatrist and your therapist, psychiatrist, whatever you want to call them, is an advocate for you. So when you come in, anything you tell them, they'll believe. If you come in and say, I'm a chicken today, guess what? They're going to believe you're a chicken. They won't question you about it. All of these things, the taking pictures, the starting fights, I believe that purposefully was trying to push Johnny. But what were you pushing him to? Were you pushing him to end himself? I don't know. I think with you, anything is possible. after everything we've seen, I think anything is possible. I think nothing is off the table. I do know that without a doubt, you went into this marriage to get as much as you could possibly get. Once he lost the $650 million, a month later you were filing for divorce. And in 2016, in your blackmail letter that was sent by your attorneys to Johnny's attorneys, you only claimed 3 incidents. And here we are in 2022, and we're up to what, 14, 15 incidents? I can't even keep track anymore. It's funny how all of that just grew and grew. It became even more outrageous. I mean, just take what you testified to happening in Australia in the U.S. It's changed a lot to what you've said in witness statements and testified to in the past. And the bottle, really, come on. There's an audio out there that is unedited. It's not been edited. Where Dr. Kipper and Nurse Debbie don't know they're being recorded. And you mean to tell me if you had all these horrific injuries like you claimed from the get-go, the multiple cuts on your arms, your feet's being slashed open and all that they would have ignored you? That they would have not done anything? Give me a break. Give me a break. Now, what you hear them say in those audios is she's feeling guilt. She's feeling guilt. She did this. The only reason that didn't make it into court is because Jerry Judge is on there. And I think possibly because you were recording them without their knowledge. But you even admit to Jerry Judge. Remember, you were doing speedballs because you were doing Adderall, ecstasy, mushrooms, Xanax, and Valiums. You admit that you listed off. You even say in there at one point, I can't lose him. So here's my thing. You could have admitted at any time. You could have told anyone at any time, hey, this was done to me. They may not have been able to physically see that part that you testified to in court, but they would have seen the cuts on your arms. You wouldn't have been able to walk. I've cut my foot open before. It was hard to walk for a very long time, yet you were within a few days doing ballet for a movie that you were practicing for. No. You even wore heels. You were cited in heels when you came back to America. See, here's the thing. There's so much out there. You can tell all the stories you want, but there's so much out there that disproves everything you've told. And that's why this interview is such a farce. It is ridiculous. And if you have any sense, any integrity at all, and I don't believe you have any of either, you will stop all this mess. You will go home and take care of your child and get the help you need. But I don't think you're able to. I think it's part of the disorders you have. I don't understand it. I can't pretend to understand it. But it makes me realize that you have no one that truly cares about you. Because if there was anyone in your life and let me take that back. You may have someone who cares about you because there may have been someone behind the scenes saying, don't do this, stop. If there was, you need to listen to that person because that is the one person who truly cares for you. PR team, the accusations that's been made about him is amazing. Wow. But they're making money. They're in it for the money. The hangers on, they're in it for the money. You claim you have none, but we all know you got paid to do that interview. I don't know how much. I don't care how much. But you were able to buy a $750,000 house. You were able to rent a $22,000 a month house while the trial was going on. So you're not broke. Not as broke as you claim. But, that's neither here nor there. But what I'm saying is, those people who told you that it was a good idea to do this, they had something to gain. If there is anyone in your life who said to you before you did that interview, stop, don't do this, just let it go, that's the person you need to be listening to because that's the one person who gives a damn about you. But that was what I had to get off my chest. I had to say these things because it is just infuriating. To sit there and listen to her tell these outright lies is just disgusting. It's also sad at the same time because it if you go back and you listen to Dr. Curry's testimony, she is displaying exactly what Dr. Curry said she would. She has to have the last word. She has flowery language where things are magical, and she uses these words. And she is, I mean, just go back and listen to Dr. Curry's testimony if you have a chance, and then look at everything Amber's done, and you see that, wow, she's good. But I'm going to end here. It's long enough. I'm sorry. Kind of went on a rant. I don't know how often I'll be able to do these videos coming up, but I'm going to try to start doing some. They may not be every day, but I'm going to start getting back into this slowly, and we'll go from there. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this video. And until next time, be blessed.